Hi from RADE Garage. In this installation video I will show you how to install RADE Garage fairing kit on KTM EXC model year 24. In this chapter I will show you what you get in the fairing kit for the KTM EXC model year 24. It's carbon tower, side panels, headlight cover with the sealing, windshield, steering angle reduction, you will need it if you will mount the Scott damper, handlebar riser with the Scott damper mounting, pin and pin holder, clamp system for the carbon tower, turn signal holders, top windshield holders, bottom windshield holders, accessory holder, thread locker, bag with bolts, nuts and other parts, 12mm navigation bar, street legal headlights, bag with wires for the accessories if you want something to plug, and brake use guide with 2 zip ties. In bag with bolts and other parts you find these bolts: 2 M10 by 75 bolts, 1 M6 by 90, 3 M6 by 55, 2 M6 by 45, 4 M6 by 20, 5 M6 by 7 with round head, 16 M5 by 16, 5 M5 by 7 with round head, 12 M4 by 15, and in the bag you will find these nuts: 6 M6 self-locking nuts, 12 M5 rubber nuts, and 6 M4 rubber nuts. Now these washers will be in the bag: 12 M6 metal washers, 16 M5 plastic washers, 16 M4 plastic washers, and 2 plastic spacers. In the bag you will also find the Garmin adapter and 2 Velcro stripes. For installation of RADE Garage fairing kit for the KTM EXC Model 24, we recommend you this tool: Torx 30, Allen key size 5, 4, 3, 2.5, cutting pliers, wrench number 10, small flat screwdriver, socket wrench extension, Allen key size 8 for the socket wrench, Torx 45 for the socket wrench, and torque wrench. In this chapter I will show you how to remove the original headlight so we can install RADE Garage fairing. To remove the original headlight we need to take out these 2 bolts. To remove them you will need Torx 30. When you take out these 2 bolts, you just pull the headlight forward and up, and then take out the hose from the brake and then unplug the headlight. Take out all these cables. After you take them out, you will see these 2 bolts which we must remove. You will need Torx 30. When we have removed these 2 bolts, we can now remove this clutch hose and the cables on the other side. Then we take the dashboard from the holder. Now we remove all the cables and connectors from this black plastic holder. When you remove all the connectors from this plastic holder, we need to cut this zip tie to lose all the cables. And now we can remove the holder. Now we will plug back this connector and this connector. These two connectors we don't plug right now because one is for the headlights and the second one is for the TFT dashboard, which we connect later. We will prepare the carbon tower before mounting on the bike. You will need the carbon tower itself, 12 mm navigation bar, top holders for the windshield, button holders for the windshield, accessory holder, 4 M6 bolts with the round head, 4 M5 bolts with the round head, 4 M5 bolts, these black ones, 4 rubber nuts, and these 2 plastic washers. We take out this dashboard holder in the tower. We remove these 4 bolts to take it out, and you will need Allen key size 2.5. We need to take out this holder of the dashboard. It holds on 2 bolts, and to remove them you will need Torx 20. We take the dashboard and we will insert it in this carbon part from the tower, like this. Then you take this black plastic washer and you will insert it on this end of the dashboard, like this, and then you will use original bolt to mount the dashboard, and you will need Torx 20. We will insert the dashboard in the carbon cover into the tower, and then we will use the bolts which were in this dashboard cover. It's M4, and you will need to use these plastic washers and Allen key size 2.5. We will mount the windshield bottom holders, which goes here. You will use the M5 bolts with rounded head, and you will need Allen key size 3. After mounting the bottom windshield holders, we will mount the navigation bar and top windshield holders. You will need M6 bolts with round head and Allen key size 4. We will mount the holder for accessory. You will need this M5 black bolts and Allen key size 3. The carbon tower should look like this before you mount it on the bike. To prepare the side panels before mounting on the bike, we need 4 rubber nuts, which we insert in these holes on the side. To assemble the windshield, we will need the headlight cover with the stickers and sealing foam, M4 by 16 bolts, and M4 plastic washers. To prepare the windshield, we will start with this black sticker which goes inside here. After you install the black sticker inside the windshield, take M5 rubber nuts and put them in these 4 holes. After you put the rubber nuts in these holes, take this foam sealing and apply it above the rubber nuts. Now take small flat screwdriver and make holes where the rubber nuts are. Before we install the light covers, we prepare the sticker and we will apply it on the light cover like this. When you have the sticker on the light cover, you take small flat screwdriver, and with the screwdriver you will make a holes for the bolts. To install the headlight cover, you will need M4 by 16 bolts and M4 plastic washers, also Allen key 2.5. We will connect the side panels with the rubber nuts to the windshield, like this. You will use these M5 black bolts with white plastic washers. You will need Allen key size 3. In this chapter, I will show you how to install RADE garage parts when you take out the original headlight. We start by removing this plastic plug in the frame. You will need small flat screwdriver to remove the plug like this, and you will do the same on the other side. We take now the clamps which will hold the tower. We install them like this. You will need then long M6 bolt with 2 washers and self-locking nut. When you have the clamps on the bike, take the longest M6 bolt with a metal washer, insert it from the side, and from the other side you will use metal washer and self-locking nut to secure it. Don't fully tie it yet. We will mount the carbon tower. We do that we take these cables and we will insert it into the tower, and we will secure the tower by this 1 bolt M6 and with the washer. When we have the carbon tower secured by 1 bolt, we will then install these 2 bolts with metal washers, and then we secure these 3 bolts with self-locking nuts, and under the nuts go these metal washers. Don't tie these 3 bolts with the self-locking nuts. We will tie these bolts later. First bolt which we tied is this one, which goes through the frame. You will need Allen key size 5 and wrench number 10. Now we install this U-shape holder for the pin holder for the Scott dumper. You will use M6 bolts, Allen key size 5 and thread locker. If you have problem to install this U-shape holder, I recommend you to loose or more tight this bolt. Now we can tight these 3 bolts holding the tower. You will need Allen key size 5 and wrench number 10. Before we connect the headlights, we need to connect the dashboard. With headlights, you get this reduction for the original plug. Before you connect the headlights, you can put between the high beam and the high beam connector this accessory wiring, but if you don't want to do it now, you can do it later. We will mount the headlights. The short light is high beam, the long light is low beam. The low beam is mounted down, the high beam is mounted up, and you will mount them with M5 bolts which are provided in the box. And there in the box is also document for the headlights because they are street legal and how to adjust them. And you will need Torx number 3. For installing the handlebar riser with the Scott dumper mounting, we need to remove these 2 bolts. To remove them, you will need Torx 45 and extension. When you remove these two bolts, put aside the handlebars. Take the RADE garage handlebar riser, mount it on the triple clamp, then take the handlebars and mount them on the handlebar riser like this. Take the M10 bolts from us and the original metal washers. You will install the bolts here. You will need Allen key size 8 and extension, and you will need to use thread locker. To correctly tighten these two bolts holding the handlebars, you need torque wrench, and on the torque wrench you need to set 40 Newton meters. With the fairing kit, you get this rate reduction because new KTM EXC Model 24 has a bigger rate than previous version, and if you mount the Scott damper, it can damage it when you fall. So the reduction for the rate goes here, like this. Then you will use Allen key size 3, and you will tighten this bolt and one on the other side. Also, if you have a small drill bit, make a small point with the drill bit here, so it will help it to tighten it more to the frame. We will install the pin holder for the Scott damper. It goes on this U-shaped clamp like this. You will need two M6 bolts, Allen key size 5 and thread locker. If you don't use the Scott damper, hide this pin which goes into the pin holder. Before we can install the windshield, you will need insert these rubber nuts into the bottom and top windshield holder. Install this 3D printed hose guide like this. You will use zip tie which you get with the guide, and you will need cutting pliers. Now we will install the windshield with side panels. You will mount the windshield here, here, and the other side the same. You will need M5 bolts with white plastic washers and Allen key size 3. Last thing what we must do is to drill a hole here into the original plastic, so you can insert this small rubber nut. You will need a drill bit size 8, and then you will mount the side panel with this M4 bolt with white washer, and on the bolt you will use Allen key 2.5. The installation of RADE garage fairing for KTM EXC Model 24 is now complete. I hope you will like it and you will enjoy it on rallies or other off-road events.